Vinyl DJs, how clean are your vinyls? Have you ever cleaned them before? Well, I've just got this fancy gizmo and this is a result of cleaning some of my records. Keep watching to find out how I did it. I've just been gifted this little gizmo here called Spincare for cleaning your vinyls. I don't know how to use it yet. I guess I'm going to need to read those, eh? Stick with me. Okay, so lid off. This is the sink. The sink has two rollers at each end, which can be repositioned depending on the size of your record. So it'll do 7-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch. I need to fill it with some distilled water just below the rollers, and then I need to add a few capfuls of this, and then I can put the records in and start spinning. And supposedly each tank, each fill of this and this is going to do 25 to 50 records depending on how dirty they are. So stay tuned. Distilled water's been added, cleaning fluid's been added. It says about 800 mils of that. I filled it just below the rollers and poured the fluid in there. You've got some velvet cleaning brushes. Let's see how this baby works. Here's a vinyl that looks a little bit dirty. It's got a lot of dust on it, a lot of finger marks, and yeah, I think this is a good test. See what happens. Giving it a spin. It says to go 3 times one way and 3 times back the other way. So then it comes out of there. It goes into this drying rack where you can fit 10. So I'm going to do 10 and see how we get on. Here's another one I'm about to put in. Just thought I'd get some before shots so you can see how dirty it is. Now the idea of this, and I think especially using the distilled water and the benefit of using this cleaning machine compared to any other, and I'll let you know how well this works at the end, is that you're not going to get any static on it afterwards, whereas often you clean the record, it looks quite nice, put it on the decks and all the dust just starts sticking to it again. So hopefully this will all be anti-static. That's 10 records done, all in the dryer. As you can see, it's all dripping off down there. Probably should have put a towel out, but to be fair, there's not an awful lot of water gone on the floor. It all seems to be dripping down the middle. And at first glance, I've got to say, these are looking pretty nice. And here we have it. One record cleaned, dried, and looking a whole lot better. Okay, I've cleaned 40 records. And now we're going to see how dirty the water inside has got. Here we go. Now that's pretty dirty, right? There's all bits and pieces in there and all sorts, as you would have seen at the beginning of the video. But I think that shows that this obviously does the trick. Have a look at that. Anyone feeling thirsty? Good job. Final verdict on the Spincare vinyl cleaning machine. Well, I think what I'll say is if you're OCD about cleaning your vinyls, or you've got some incredibly dirty vinyls, this is the machine for you. I've used just dry cloths in the past, and I've used cloths with vinyl cleaning fluid. This blows those out of the water easy. They're the good points, and it stops the static coming back to it as well because you're using distilled water. Not so good points. It does take a lot of time. But if you were working at a rate, and I mean a really quick rate, you could do 10 in 5 minutes. I think more realistically, it's going to be 10 in 10 minutes. It's going to take you about a minute to do each one. Just put it in, turn it 3 times one way. That's 4 rotations. And 3 times back the other way. Then you've got to take it out, stick it in the drying rack onto the next one, and obviously the bulk of the water needs to dry off in the drying rack. It all drips into the tray at the bottom, seems to follow the grooves round, doesn't trace through the label, which is really good. Then you can take them out, wipe off what's left, and get on with your next 10. So it's a good thing to do in between things. You know, I did 10, went off, did some other stuff, come back, did another 10, went off, and so on. Got 40 done in a day. If I'm honest though, I haven't used it since. I will use it again, but it just took a little bit of time, didn't it? I can't imagine though, if they had an automated one with a motor in or something like that, that it would really be any quicker. You'd still need to be there to put them in, to take them out, to put the next one in, and so on. You'd still have to probably dry them at some point yourself, or give them a little wipe down once they've dried. So it's good. The distilled water definitely does the trick. They don't get as dusty as quickly as the others do. Let me know how you get on. If you've got one, tag me, stitch this, whatever. Drop some comments below. Let me know how you're getting on with it. Any questions you've got, let me know. I'd love to hear. Yeah, Spincare vinyl cleaning machine. That's my experience. See you later.